Hey guys, today I'm going to be reviewing all the products that I tried for the first time this month. I usually do a ranking style video, but for some reason today I just couldn't get my brain together to rank these because I have so many lip products and a lot of these I just tried once. So I have some initial thoughts for you, but I just haven't really focused on my Project Pan Lippie, so I haven't reapplied these a whole bunch. Some of them I have, but not all of them. So I just felt like I just couldn't rank them properly, so we're just going to be reviewing. So the first thing I have would be this new Lancome Serum Concealer. It doesn't have the full name on the packaging, that's on the box, but I have the color 105W, which is a very nice shade match for me for my skin tone, but not light enough for under my eyes. And this has always been an issue with Lancome. Even though they do have a lot of shades in their range, they don't go light enough for me. I'm even impressed that they have something that matches my skin tone, because I know in the past all of the light shades have been way too pink or peach, but unfortunately just not bright enough for under my eyes. So I have been mixing this, but I did use it on its own a couple of times so that I could really test the formula. And this definitely does have a glow to it. My under eyes do look glowy in a dewy way. There is no shimmer in here. And once I set them, I think it just looks like nice and smooth and healthy. And the other negative is this applicator. So it is that little slight chair, which usually is great and holds extra product. Something about this just does it. I feel like if you wanted to do like 2 dots, that's great. But if you're trying to like shellac it under your eye, you're going to have to go and dip back in a couple times, which I find to be incredibly annoying. It's something I can definitely get past. I'm sure the more I used it, the more I would get used to it, but I do think that's a bit annoying. I would say that this has more of like a medium coverage. I do think it's a nice product. I still am not sure if I want to keep it because there is a lot in here, and I don't know if I have another concealer that's light enough for mixing, but I'll hold on to it for a little while to see. But I do think that this is a good product formula wise. I think this would be great for people that have dry under eyes or more mature under eyes, especially because this does not have shimmer. I don't know why people tend to do that, because that's not flattering if people have wrinkles under their eyes. But I would say that this is a good product. I just don't like the applicator, and the shade match is not perfect for under my eyes. Next I have the Persona bronzer stick in the new shade Mojave. So I previously had their color Dune. I mean, I still have it, but that one is very warm tone, a little bit orangey, and this one on my skin tone is nice and neutral. I feel like it looks more cool in the packaging than it does on my face, which is great because even though I'm fair, I am pretty warm tone, and I don't like more cool tone products because they look very muddy and gray on me. But this is a perfect undertone for my skin, and you guys can see right there. So good, a perfect amount of depth. I really do like putting bronzer on my forehead because it is so large, but I don't want it to look crazy, which is a struggle for fair skinned people, but this is a great shade for me. It also does not pull, like right here in the swatch, it's looking a little bit more yellow, but it's not pulling like yellow or green on my skin. Really happy with this, and I love the formula of this because it's nice and like creamy. You can see there is a shine to it, but it's not super dewy. But I feel like this, compared to like the M Cosmetics, which is more of a soft matte formula, this just blends easier. So definitely recommend this, and I'm so happy that they added this new shade. Next I have this Rare Beauty Blush and Glow cheek set. I bought last year's cheek set and I was mad at myself for it. It had 1 full-size blush and 2 mini blushes. I wish it just had like 4 minis like this, because this is the most liquid blush that I need. And I have used each of these shades 1 time, and I am really impressed with it so far. So I've got more of a warm tone blush and highlight, and a more like cool pinky tone blush and highlight. And I am wearing the warm ones today. I put them on with no powder cheek products on top because I wanted you guys to be able to like see the true effect, and I did not have any issues with control when I use this. So I had my foundation on and I did just like 1-2 tiny dots and blend out my sponge right away. I did 1 cheek at a time. I didn't have any issues with blending, and I feel like the full-size applicator is a little bit bigger, of course, but I think it soaks up more product. So if you do one dot and really press onto your skin, I think it's too much. But with this, it's like nice and firm, a good size. So this worked perfectly for me. So this blush is in the color Virtue. Not scary on the cheeks, a really nice like toasty peach color. And then you have this highlighter in Magnetize. This is a little dark for me, but I think it looks just fine once I've set it with powder and everything. I was a little worried about that, but I think that it looks quite pretty. And again, these sizes are just great. The highlight has 0.09 fluid ounces or 2.5 mils, and the blush has 0.11 ounces or 3.2 mils. That's interesting because these look the same size. But then for the more mauve blush, this is Wisdom. This is a new color to the set. One of these highlighters is new, but I'm not sure which one. And they pick some really good shades because I think these will work well for a lot of skin tones. They're not too white based that they would look chalky on someone with a deeper skin tone. And then the Transcend highlight. So really happy with these so far, and I'm so glad that I got some good use out of them this month. I mean, I used each of them once, but I'm glad that I did because I am not feeling as intimidated to use my other ones. Thank goodness, because I have them and I don't want to get rid of them because I want to use them. So very happy with these. Lovely colors, and I hope that they just continue coming out with these little minis in these sets, and I would love if they would release more minis just individually. I know that they did for the color Hope in the blush, which is great, so hopefully they'll continue doing that, but really happy with this set. Next I have the Hourglass Snake Face Palette. I got this with my Ulta points because you guys know how pricey this is, and this is the deepest one of the 3 new palettes, but I really wanted this because the blush shades look beautiful, and this has the most new shades. So you have the setting powder, highlight, bronzer, and 3 blushes. The only product I have not used in here is the powder. It is just too dark for my skin, and I think it's too light for a bronzer topper, so please leave me any suggestions if you have an idea how I can make that work. But I really love this. I was surprised that the powder highlight does work on me. I'm sure it would be more flattering if it was a little bit lighter, but I don't feel like it leaves like a super dark cast on me, and I think that just has to do with it being more of like a finely milled powder, not something that's thick. And I love the blushes, they're so beautiful. So I am really happy that I got this, and I am still kicking myself for not getting the Elephant palette last year. Last year I didn't let myself buy any palettes because I wasn't very good at using my face palettes, and I'm still not the best, but I did do a good job of using this several times. So really happy that I got this, and I would recommend it if you've got some Ulta points, and especially because there are so many new shades in this one. Next, a couple of eye products. So during the Sephora sale, I got one of their single shadows. So this was on sale half off, and then the 30% off discount on top of it. So it was super cheap. This is the color Let It Snow, which is a matte white. You guys might know I like a matte white for setting the primer under my brow bone, and I am using this today. And this is very subtle, which I think is probably good. So it doesn't look stark. But the products that I used previously were very pigmented. An eyeshadow from the Balm Meet Matte Nude palette, and then a matte white face powder from Illamasqua. So I'm just used to something more pigmented, but this is more subtle, so I think that this is good. I think I'd still rather have the other ones, but I do still think it gives some like brightness, some lift without being stark. It blends into the shade that I use for setting my transition area nicely. But I will tell you though that like I would be maybe hesitant to get some of the other shades from this lineup just because it's like so thin and sheer, but it might just be because it is a matte white. So maybe if I was using a brown or a different shade, it would be more pigmented. Then I have the What's Up Beauty Dragon Eye palette, and I have a lot more colors that I need to use in here. I am gonna have some more looks with these shades over here. I am wearing this one on my lid today, and this is such an amazing palette. I think the prettiest one they've done so far. All of the shimmers in here are more like duochrome, multi-chromes, and they are really nice and pigmented. I do feel like I need to like layer them up a bit, which is fine. They have a slightly creamy consistency, not quite as creamy as Adept shadows, but a little similar. They apply best with the finger, so I do a layer with a brush first for precision and then pick up some on my finger to get that real intensity. The mattes are very nice, pigmented, they blend really well. I was super impressed with this palette. Definitely want to keep an eye on other releases from them in the future, but I would highly, highly recommend this one. I think they did a great job of like having a great mix in here, but I feel like they all look like they go together. It doesn't look like a mismatch, so really amazing palette. Another really great palette is from It's Belle Cosmetics. This is Pixie Grove. I created 3 looks with this, I believe, and I did recreate a tutorial from my makeup garden. I will have her link down below. I never would have thought to put those colors together, and it was amazing. I think this was my main lid shade, and then a little bit of this as well. So impressive. This matte, like swampy green, actually was very pigmented and like blended nicely, where usually shades like this I have a really hard time making them not look muddy on me. The only issue I had was with Fairy Wings. It's a pastel shade, so it took a lot to build it up, and I think this is something where you probably could benefit from having more of like a white base underneath or using a specific sort of packing brush. But everything else worked so well, and I think this is a really fun variety of colors. So really impressed with this palette and looking forward to seeing more from them. So everything else is a lip product. So I got 2 clear balms from the Sephora sale, the Laneige Lip Glowy Balm in Peppermint and the Summer Fridays Lip Butter Balm in Vanilla Mint. So this comes with 0.35 fluid ounces or 10 grams, and this has 15 grams or 0.5 ounces. So both come with a ton of product. I really like the both of these. So the Laneige one is something that I had tried in the past in the berry one, and it isn't quite a cream consistency. It's a little bit more gel-like, but it's kind of like a hybrid. I like this though. It is not sticky, but it does stay on the lips for a good amount of time, and I love the peppermint scent. Definitely a nice like on-the-go formula. I will say though that it is not as hydrating as their lip mask. I think that just makes sense, so I'm okay with that, but really happy that they released a mint scent of that. And then for the Summer Fridays, so this has like a nice applicator, hugs your lips. This is a little bit more gel-like than I was expecting, just because it's a butter balm. I thought it was going to be slightly creamier, but this one does have like a little bit of stick to it. Nothing like super sticky, but there is some tackiness, which again is going to help it stay on your lips, and this really does have more of that vanilla mint scent, which I really enjoy. So I really did not need a new lip balm. I have so many, and especially lip masks that take me a long time to get through, but I really am glad that I picked up both these. I think I will get a lot of use out of them. It will take me forever to use them up, but I would recommend both of these. I think probably just depending on if there's a certain brand you're more drawn to, or if you like regular peppermint or vanilla mint scent, but love that they came out with mint scent. You guys know that is my fave. I would love to try some colored versions of this, but they're also scented like their color, and I don't think I'd be into that, but really happy with these lip balms. Then we have what I'm wearing today on my lips. This is the Persona DayMask Peptide Lip Balm in June. So they have a pomegranate one, a clear one, and then they have this one June, which is just a really pretty warm nude. The applicator is very similar to Summer Fridays, and I actually think it works quite well for being such a pigmented lip product. This is very interesting. It honestly to me feels more of like a thinner lip cream formula as opposed to a lip balm, and it has so much color. But I think because it is that like lip cream formula, it stays in place better, so I don't have to worry that this is going to get all over my face. And I am really excited to use this more to really see how hydrating it is, because I think it would be awesome to have something with color that's easy to apply on the go. I don't need a lip liner for, which I could do, but I don't need a lip liner for, and it is hydrating. This also has a super, super, super subtle pomegranate scent, which is great because I really do not like the scent of pomegranate, but I love Persona and want to try all their products, so definitely say that this is worth checking out. Then we've got some more balmy lipsticks that you guys know are just all the rage right now, and I'm wanting to try them from all the brands. Something else I got with my Ulta points would be the Hourglass Phantom Glossy Balm in one of the new colors scents, which is a peachy nude. It is super shiny, has a good amount of pigment. These are incredibly smooth on the lips. They will disappear rather quickly, so you do need to reapply them pretty often. I don't mind that. I really love this shade. It's so pretty. And out of their new colors, I am interested in two more, I think Rise and Desire. So I do have them on my list to get with future Ulta points. I don't think that I would buy these not with points just because they're so expensive. There are several alternatives and they just are not that long lasting, but it's very, very beautiful. It does feel very luxurious and I do think it's a nice formula and it does not dry my lips out. Next, from Hard Candy, I finally found this. This is the Instapout Lip Melt. I got the color My Type. It does come in 6 shades and this is one of those products that can twist up and not twist back down. It is not quite as melty as the Make It by Mario because this formula is a little bit thinner. So it does still have that really beautiful shine, gives like a nice sheer wash of color to your lips. But again, this is not going to be the most long lasting, but I don't think that this is like super sticky or anything. I think this is a beautiful color and a really nice formula, and I would potentially be interested in checking out the other shades. There also is no scent on this one. And the packaging is a little bit cheapy, but like, I don't care. Then we have the Nabla Beyond Jelly Sheer Supple Lipstick. I got the shade Lunar. I don't know what happened that these have disappeared from the Ulta website. I'm so sad because I know my friend Jean fell in love with these, wanted to get some other shades. And I did have 2 other colors that I was thinking of getting. Daya and Luz. Jean has Luz and really likes it. So Lunar is more of a warm nude, and at first when I applied it I didn't think I liked this color on me, but then for that makeup of the day I really loved it. This has very heavy weighted packaging. It looks like a vintage lipstick, very pretty. This has a very light vanilla scent, which is nice, but this does have some shine to it. This is much thicker than a lot of these other lip products, which caught me off guard at first, but it shouldn't have because State of Kate really loves this formula and that's what she likes, is a more occlusive, thicker formula. So I think it's something I just have to get used to. I initially am not as in love with it. I felt like it was a little bit sticky on my lips, which I don't like feeling that from a lipstick. So I'm gonna keep it. I want to play with it more. But initially, you know, I am picking these over this because I do like that thinner, more slippier formula. I would say this is the thinnest, this is in the middle, and this is like the thickest. So not bad at all, but definitely a different type of feel on the lips. Something totally opposite is something else I got with my Ulta points. This is one of the NARS Power Matte Lipsticks in number 100 Sweet Disposition, and this is a really great matte formula. It's such a pretty pink. I'm always really particular about pinks, and I think that this one actually goes nice with my skin tone for the spring. And this is a very matte formula, but it's not super drying, and I think part of that reason is because it is a thinner formula, so it almost gives you that like blotted lip look. It's not going to feel heavy and dry on your lips, so I do think this is actually quite nice. This is a lighter color and I don't think that it emphasized any of the lines or dryness on my lips. I was actually very impressed, and this is something where I would potentially consider getting another color like American Woman with my points. Again, NARS Lippies cost so much, I wouldn't buy these just flat out or even just with a 20% off coupon. It's just a little bit too much. Then we have the Milani Fruit Fetish lip oil. I got one of the new colors in Honey Fig. I do have another shade that I'll be testing during the winter. So it has a nice big applicator, and here is the shade. I was definitely disappointed in the amount of pigment. I wish there was just a little bit more because it looks pretty intense in the packaging, but I loved the formula. It is super smooth on your lips, but not like a thin, oily texture, not thick, not sticky. It is the scent that it says. So each of these have a different scent, which I don't love, but they don't necessarily give enough color on their own that I would say that you should necessarily go for a shade. I mean, I think the color matters, but it's more about the feel. So really happy with this so far. I know they have like a limited edition cranberry one that looks really pretty, but I am really happy with this one. I'm excited to try the other color that I have, and then I think after that I'll be able to see, is this something where I really want a lot of shades? But I'm saying right now no, because they're not super pigmented, but very, very nice. Then I got this in Beauty Project lip glaze set, and these have a little bit more opacity than some of these. These two, the more creamy ones, have a bit more opacity than the Milani, but these are thicker on the lips. They will feel a little bit sticky as they wear off, but it's not bad. So this is one of the new limited edition ones in Vanilla Mint. So it's clear, just has some shimmer in there. Then you have one of the more jelly ones. This is Candy Apple, which is very pretty. And then these more cream ones. This one is Cinnamon Bun, which is a new shade, stunning. And then you have Merlot. These are also all scented like the name of the product. So I am pretty happy with these so far. I'm definitely looking forward to using them more. I don't like these more than my Tower 28. These will last on the lips longer, but they're also a little bit stickier. I prefer more of a smoother formula, but these are not super sticky. I definitely am wanting to potentially get some more shades, and this was such a good deal getting this set. So really happy that I picked that up. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to go fast. My camera's trying to overheat. Lastly, we have the Rare Beauty Everyday Rose Lip Oil and Lip Liner Duo, which was such a great value because they're two full-size products. You have a set exclusive lip liner in the color Admired, which is really pretty here. People are doing this like cherry cola lip look, and I want to try this liner for that type of look. And then you have the lip oil in the color Delight, which is a shade that I had wanted previously. It's a very pretty shade, and we all know by now this is more of a glossy stain formula like the K-Beauty brands. It's not a lip oil. I would love for them to actually come out with a true lip oil because I think it could be very lovely, but I do think that this is nice. It does give a really great stain, and I think that the formula of it and the applicator applies very easily. I do still want to use a lip liner with these just to help with my precision, but really nice. I do think that this is a nice product. I need to not let myself buy anymore, which should be easy. I have the colors that I want because I don't know that I'm going to reach for something like this over just a regular gloss. But I do think that it is a really nice product, and this was a great deal for this set. So guys, those are my thoughts on all of the new things I tested out this month. And I really didn't have any flops. There were a couple products that were not quite perfect, but good enough. So really happy with the things that I tried. I'm sorry I didn't rank them. I hope you were okay with just doing the speed review style. And I would love to hear your thoughts if you've tried out any of these products in the comments down below. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.